Welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a special announcement. Today I am releasing to you, my supporters, my kind watchers, Breaking Lights. Now this is my Lovecraftian psychological horror film. It's a cautionary tale of mental health, suicide and depression told from a male perspective, with male societal pressures weighing down on our lead. Now, the Blu-ray is for sale down below in the description box. It is limited supply, much like Black Fields was limited supply. So please do grab it whilst you can. Don't sleep on this because it will be gone. And I am a man of my word. When I say it's limited, I mean it's limited. And when it's gone, it is genuinely gone. It will never be sold again. Now, it is a short film, so 10 minutes long. But when you buy that, you're also buying an hour-long behind-the-scenes documentary. And now, in a moment, you are about to see a special excerpt featurette of that hour-long documentary that I produced, courtesy of Production H Films team, Alex Hunt. He did an incredible job on that film. Now, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I'm really proud of this film, and I can't thank you enough for helping me achieve these goals. So please do support me, support original film. We are forever saying how bad Hollywood is, and especially no one's making Lovecraftian films anymore. So please do support it. You'll find it linked down below. Grab it whilst you can and enjoy the featurette. Lights. That's it. Open up a bit more, flipper it, and down. And down. Keep them locked in, don't open them. I actually came up with the idea of this when I was shooting Black Fields. Yeah. I'm from Rolling. I learnt a lot on Black Fields, and I wanted to do something completely different, something more claustrophobic, closed in.
He says, I have an idea, and it's because I'm inspired with Lovecraft that this idea came forward, and I want to home in on somewhat of the kind of general feeling that we're having right now with isolation, depression because of the pandemic. And I think it really kind of melds well with the themes from H.P. Lovecraft, and how he gets insight on the human mind about isolation and how far the human mind can go.
Like I said, this went through, I think it was about 5 drafts, and it was written quite differently at the start, and it just didn't feel right. And then I locked it in with this particular character, this guy who, I want to say it's like the everyman. I think everyone knows someone like this, someone who just needs a pat on the back. When they're at their lowest point, they just need someone there.
I'm a little young for that.
He said that this is now going to explore that, but with his own twist. And how can you say no to that?
Is it sanity to succumb to this belief, this knowledge, and embrace it? Surely.
Is it not sanity
to succumb to this belief? Is it not sanity to succumb to this belief, this knowledge? Is it not sanity to
But it
succumb
works.
to this belief?
When you nail it,
This knowledge.
it's good, isn't it?
That's very good.
There we go then. So are we ready?
Listen, okay. You just have 5 minutes. I'm gonna go next.
Do you want a coffee or anything? Do you want anything? Maybe.
No, I have everything I need there.
Okay.
So I'm gonna come back in 5 minutes. I'm gonna
Close the door and don't let the dog in.
I'm gonna shoot the scene, okay?
Yeah, alright. Like, right, well, what do I want to talk about? Okay, well, suicide, depression, mental health. What's something which is relatable? Well, I mean, it's all relatable. You only have to have a few bad days. You know, like it sounds like you're being over dramatic, but you do only have to have a few bad days. And if you're of that persuasion, you know, an all or nothing persuasion, a few bad days can kill a man.
The script was fantastic. The concept is great. It's so relative to the times that we live in, with depression, anxiety, alcoholism, abuse, and just really, really, really interested in it. So that's what gripped me to begin with. And like insects, we are at the mercy of greater beings. Is it not sanity to succumb to this belief, this knowledge, and embrace it? Surely.
Okay. That's better, wasn't it? The monologue was very, very hard to do. Very hard to nail down. We were there until 4 a.m. Yourself, you were falling asleep on the wall.
Is camera recording?
That's got to stay in the cut.
Go to sleep.
And yeah, it was tough. And it required a lot of additional sort of coaching outside of, I guess, normal things. I mean, I don't know what normal people do, quite frankly. But it required a lot just to try to get into the headspace or help Will get into the headspace. You got this.
The universe laughs at us. Should we laugh manically back? Why are you laughing? Was it wrong?
No, you
got me thinking it's wrong. Make me think it's wrong every time you laugh. Nice bunch of lads, really. I mean, they've been putting up with me, haven't they, since Friday? They can barely understand me with my thick Irish accent. So they're like, yeah, Will. Doesn't matter what I say, I get yes and a head shake, like, yeah. But no, they're great. They're fantastic. I've had a really good time. They treated me really well and fed me really well. I'm happy.
Basically, having watched H's channel for the last few years, I'm a big Lovecraft fan, like he is evidently, because, you know, he's done lots of videos in the beginning all about that. And when he eventually said that he wanted to use his following to, you know, start making his own projects, yeah, I wanted in, because, you know, if you can find people of a like-minded desire to, you know, produce, you know, the same type of thing, then that's half the battle, isn't it? The other half is to make it good.
The whole cosmic entities. The old god, the glutton of despair, the feeder of misery. He is, I guess, a cross between Nyarlathotep as well as Cthulhu. Cthulhu is very, very ambiguous. Doesn't really, if he wakes up, you know, we're all sort of doomed, but also sort of not. Nyarlathotep's very. He's the only old god who seems to have a purpose. You know, he has motive. He's trying to gain a cult. He sort of works his way in with us and things like that. And I guess the old god is kind of a cross between the two in the respect that, you know, this creature sort of sleeps for a while until he needs to feast again, and then he plagues the world full of misery so he can feed himself. So I think, yeah, I'd say Cthulhu and Nyarlathotep's a good sort of cross.
Not good.
Too much?
I'll tell you what, very hard. Less now.
Where we tell the story through one man's telling of how he was losing his mind. How do you do that visually? How do you convey that from H's ideas to the script, to the actor?
This rock that we are bound to forever. This rock we're bound to forever. The knowledge that
I would call up Dave, production manager, from a dream or something. I'd be like, I've got this fantastic shot that I want to include in this movie, and he's like, what? I'm like, yeah, I had a dream. And some of it comes from that, some of the artistic element outside of the writing aspect, some of the cinematography stuff will come from something as sort of nonsensical as a dream. But I'm not going to begrudge where I get the ideas from. So it's just a case of quick, write it down before I forget. And then cast, I actually had Will in mind. He contacted me when he knew I was making Blackfields, and the casting was done for Blackfields. I couldn't include him; it wouldn't have worked. He would have been surplus to requirements, and it would have been useless. And he kept sending me these monologues. He sent me one of No Country for Old Men, but the Irish edition, because he's Irish, and it just had an intensity. He could emote a lot with his face, and I was like, I think this would be a really, really good fit. And we did several Skypes, because I learned a lot with Blackfields, casting just in general. You have to build a much better relationship with people. So we Skyped a fair few times to get it locked in, and for me to be, yeah, you're 100%, let's go. And then obviously we brought Tomo back, and Duncan, and yourself.
It used to be a director and a writer and a small group of people who came together, passionate individuals came together and made a film. And those, I think, in my opinion, the best kind of movies. But now you're getting, these films cost so much money, there's so much on the line with them. And unfortunately, I feel like the spectacle has replaced the story, when actually the story should be first and then the spectacle.
So when you're ready, action.
The world we inhabit is but a rain.
Mid. I'm here.
The world we inhabit is but a raindrop in the time stream. How are we meant to push against the tide of the oncoming ocean, huh? The world is a comic. Stop. It's too much ad-libbing there.
I know.
Is it not sanity to succumb to this belief, this knowledge, and embrace it? Surely.
That was good. Happy with that one?
That's the one.
Cool.
As I said, through everything like alcoholism, abuse, people who suffer from aggression, anxiety, depression, the torture they go through on a day-to-day basis, that especially people who find it hard, whether a male or female, to express themselves, to talk, to let people know that people can listen, people can help them.